Byron Murphy. Shout out to Adrian Cinco for highlighting him pre-snap, which is vital for this chaos that's going on inside. Wow, really like that quick stutter. What I find interesting is that there's a lot of movements that a defensive tackle has to make that a safety has to make guys miss. And so it's interesting. And also like a stutter step that a running back needs to make. So I think like talented football players could probably play anywhere positionally. So I'd be fascinated to like, if my team is loaded at receiver, say, it's like, all right, well, do you want to play any other position? Do you want to play cornerback? Because I think some skills translate. Or like, okay, so I haven't got a spot for you at running back, but I love your ability. I might put you in at safety. I'm just interested in like positional changes. There's really not been all that many very dramatic positional changes. But I'd like to see it more just to fit super talented guys on rosters. Okay, he doesn't do enough here to cover the running back's lane. Okay, so he sees it's bouncing outside. He's got to bust his ass to fill in this hole. And he's just content with being blocked. And if it's a better running back, that's probably a house call. So I don't like that he got stuck in the block there. And again, he's just not trying to fill the gap. He's not... Defensive tackles can display vision. And he's not displaying vision here. He's just getting carved up, man. He's being pushed outside. His job is to plug holes, primarily. And if you get greedy and just trying to beat your man, get past your man, it's redundant if the ball is 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And here, he just gets pushed outside and does not impact the play. Easy touchdown. I'm not drafting that dude. No way. I think he had a good combine though. Far out. Does he know how to play the game that you're going to be spending millions of dollars to have him on your roster for? It's lunacy, dude. Makes no sense. Alright, Braden Fiske, Florida State. He's really good at standing up blockers. I like that. See, Byron Murphy's problem was that he was always just trying to get past his blocker. Whereas this guy's like, okay, I understand my role. I've got to stand guys up because sometimes less is more. And that allows your teammates to clean up around you. So this guy's more of a team player. And so he's going to have a role in the NFL, I think. Very strong. Good leverage. Hand usage. Yeah, he's good. Now he's more outside. He's like, what, 3 technique or something like that now? He's way outside. Bull rush, like him to go through the blocker just a little bit more. Just straight line to the quarterback. Because he could, if the guard has really poor balance, he could just straight up push the guard right into the quarterback and affect this throw because he's only got a minimal amount of time. But he doesn't quite do that. He gets a little bit greedy and just goes outside where he's going to impact the play less. And the play gets off and it's a first down. Wow, that's a very accurate throw. I like that. That's nice ball placement. Alright, standing up a guy, like him to keep his feet a bit more, but showed awareness of where the running back was trying to go. I think he needs to be a bit more violent, and maybe that's about ambidexterity, which you should have as a defensive tackle, where he might not be as strong with his left arm as his right. He needs to use his left here to just absolutely just chuck this guy aside, because he's already unbalanced. Chuck him aside, and then potentially cause a fumble. You hit the running back so hard. But instead, he kind of goes to his knees and makes a pretty weak tackle. So, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be disruptive just by playing hard, having good leverage, and being strong as hell. Oh, was that offsides, or he timed the snap really well? Let's see. Okay, ball snap. No, he just timed it beautifully. And that takes awareness himself. See, again, on the pass rush, he's just getting a bit greedy, trying to go outside. He needs to cut off this angle, because this blocker's doing an okay job of forcing him outside. He needs to just make his rushes just a little bit tighter and make the quarterback scramble outside, where less yardage can be made, because the potential lost yardage situation. If good quarterbacks want to run forward, ideally, or step up in the pocket. If Fiske is rushing, quarterbacks are going to feel okay about that, because this quarterback can now step up and make throws over the middle, because there's wide open lanes. Whereas if Fiske is right in the quarterback's face, this pass is going to be more difficult to get off. But he doesn't give up. So that's good fitness as well. He's playing hard, and he's exerted himself a lot here. But again, he's just not cutting off that angle. So, look, I think I might narrow things down a little bit more. I'm going to say third round grade. I'd give him that. I think he can go in the third round. He's going to be able to come into the NFL and give you, if he's playing 30 or 40% of snaps at defensive tackle, he's not going to be a liability, and he's going to make some plays. So that's really good for a rookie. If he can just make his pass rushing a bit more efficient and be a little bit more violent and strong with both sides of his body, I think that'll elevate his game a lot. But third round grade makes him a rotational player immediately, and therefore he's going to get more reps and practice in the game, so his ceiling is quite high. T'Vondre Sweat. So 2 highly touted guys out of Texas. And are you honestly telling me that the 10 best defensive tackles in college football are out of mainly LSU and Texas and all these massive schools? There is a breakdown in evaluation where late bloomers, guys who are overlooked in high school, are being overlooked again for the NFL, even if they're absolute game wreckers, because scouts and evaluators are just focusing on the big games, the big schools. But guys fall through the cracks all the time, and a great evaluator needs to pick up on that. They need to uncover that great talent. That's why Moneyball is such a great story, because it's using statistics to find underrated players, but which I don't think is as viable in football, no way. But having said that, I found Demontre Tuggle as an outstanding player before he got some run with the Chicago Bears in preseason out of a Ohio university, which isn't like a household name. I found him through statistics because he was leading the country in yards per attempt. So stats can help you identify outliers for sure. But when it comes to football, I think watching the tape is far more useful. But I think it's absolutely absurd that most of these highly touted guys are coming from huge colleges. The best players at the huge colleges, there's probably a trend where it's actually guys who have transferred from smaller schools and are getting their opportunity later. Because what are the chances that the colleges are actually recruiting the best players? There's a lot of faith placed in college evaluators, I think, for players out of high school. But there's a lot of development that goes from age 18 to 21 or 22 when guys go into the NFL, and it just sucks to think that you could just be this Hall of Fame level player, but you're playing at a smaller school and you're just never going to get a look in. Whereas all these guys who might just be absolutely mediocre are given all the opportunities in the world because they've already been given a great opportunity of playing at these huge schools where all eyes are on them. So yeah, it's a problem. Not enough effort being put into the small schools. And you think about some of the legends of the game, like, Jerry Rice was Division 2, right? I mean, even like Lawrence Taylor out of UNC, it's not a massive football school, is it? Historically. Yeah. Rant over. T'Vondre Sweat. Big fella. Big fella who is willing to run, cover space. Good job. Good job. And willing to bring the pain, like you're a big guy, use that force. Jeez, he's not much of a pass rusher though. Leaves his feet too much on that tackle. NFL running back's probably going to shrug that off. Good hand usage. Staying in front of the play, I like that. Trying to get past his guy. He could just have a bit more vision. Like, alright, not much is on. He needs to either sit back and just let the pass coverage just play out before you commit. Whereas he's just kind of blindly just trying to rush. Like, okay, there's a lot of action going on. The ball is clearly drifting out to the left. So my job now, I think, is to try and cover that space. Just like loop back around. Like, I really like impromptu stunts and stuff where smart players are like, oh, there's a gap over here, I'm going to bust my ass to get over it to it, even though my initial task was to beat a guy through a certain gap. Like, make things up on the fly. And bad coaches condemn creativity. So, if you get chewed out for making a smart play, then that's bad coaching. So have confidence that you can make things up on the fly, and have confidence in your own football intelligence that what you're doing is the smart thing, the smart play. He's good. I like him. He's got that rip move. But again, just like a little bit, just blindly rushing. Trying to bat the ball down, I like that. He doesn't really evaluate what the pass rushing plan is. And here he's being a bit lethargic. He's like, oh, well, I got no chance of getting through here. So he's just kind of pushing. Just not an overly creative pass rusher. But he's got those initial swipes, cutting that edge off pretty well. Yeah, I think mid-round grade. Yeah. Kris Jenkins, Michigan. There's no... I want to see run defense as well as the pass rushes. So what number is he? Number 94. So he's a 4-tech here, so that's interesting. Does Kuiper mention that? I don't think he got an individual breakdown here. See, that's the kind of patience that I wanted Sweat to have. Is like, okay, and it might be a plan. It looks like a planned stunt, so I guess any player can pull this off. But just let things develop. Let the blockers make a mistake, and then you attack. That's what Sweat needs to do a bit more. Okay, I don't think our guy Jenkins is on the field at the moment. That quarterback's got a decent arm. Ripping it. Where's our guy? Yeah, he's more of a 3-tech outside player. And look, like, what is he doing trying to attack the offensive line here? Like, it's clearly an inside run play, and he's just, like, being forced outside. It's just a lack of recognition. He's not even on the field all that much. Shouldn't the best players be being on the field and only come off when they're absolutely buggered? Like they're tired? Okay, here we have Jenkins who breaks through here. He's showing the Bosa trend of just like being lazy once he thinks the ball's out of his reach. Like a great defensive lineman would actually circle around here to be an extra line of defense in case the ball carrier breaks through. But here he's just trailing and kind of jogging, which, you know, the Bosas do all the time. Showed good initial push here, but he's really got no plan after this. I don't think this guy's going to make an impact in the league at all. Here he is. Again, going way outside when it's an inside run. Wouldn't draft this dude. Jer'Zhan Newton. Out of Illinois, not a massive school, so therefore, will he be better? I don't know. Now, what number is he? Seemed to be number 4. Okay. Going outside, we'll see. So that's an example of not really timing the snap. It takes ages for him to even like contact the line of the offensive line, like, and then he's got no plan afterwards, just holding hands with the O lineman. Doesn't fight all that hard and gets pancaked, really. Just going outside. A defensive tackle's job should be to beeline straight to the ball. Don't take the easy way out by having some fancy outside rush. Just go straight to the ball. Having a jog. Nah, I wouldn't draft him. He's just stands up, takes his time. Well, I might go over here. Just no fiery determination to just absolutely destroy what the offensive's trying to do. He's just ambling. So, yeah. Bit disappointing, these D tackles. We'll see. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this. Let me know what position groups you might want to see. I've already done a fair few other positions. I was more impressed with the defensive end group. But yeah, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks.